"Excuse me, are you Mrs. Dawson from Granite & Co.?" I nodded, offering a composed smile. "That's me." Immediately his posture straightened. His tone became formally polite, even apologetic. "I sincerely regret that this situation has escalated to such a level. Our company takes professionalism and ethical behavior very seriously. I'll be speaking to Curtis privately to address this." Then he turned to Curtis and his tone hardened. "Curtis, I am truly disappointed. Keeping detailed accounts of personal expenses, demanding repayment after a breakup, and causing a public disturbance outside another company's office, this is completely inappropriate." Curtis's face went ghost white. He opened his mouth, scrambling for an excuse. I didn't think it would turn into this. The supervisor cut him off. "You have not only embarrassed yourself, but you've also damaged this company's image. This will be reported to HR." Curtis visibly shrank. His head dipped lower and lower, his hands twisting together as he nodded weakly. His arrogance, his entitlement completely gone. I nodded, offering the supervisor a polite thank you. It was done. I turned to Natalie, ready to leave. But just as we took a step, "Wait, this isn't over." The sharp, grating voice of Mrs. Miller sliced through the air. I paused, then slowly turned back, fixing her with a calm, unreadable stare. I didn't need to say anything, because at that moment everyone knew exactly who had already won. A few weeks passed and life finally seemed to return to normal. Natalie settled back into her routine work, coffee dates with friends, weekend yoga sessions. She looked better, lighter, no longer carrying the weight of past stress on her shoulders. Thomas and I had an unspoken agreement not to bring up Curtis or anything that had happened. We didn't want to risk reopening wounds that were still healing. She was doing well, at least in front of us. She made sure everything appeared in order until that night. She walked in with takeout in her hand, but something in her expression was off. I glanced at her while setting the table. "Work okay?" I asked, keeping my tone casual. She hesitated. Then, wordlessly, she handed me her phone. He reached out again. The screen displayed a text from an unknown number, but the words were painfully familiar. "Natalie, I've been thinking a lot lately. I know I messed up. I shouldn't have listened to my parents, and I should never have taken my frustration out on you. I have nothing now, but I want to start over. Will you give me another chance?" I exhaled slowly and looked up at her. "This is the third one." Her voice was quiet. "I haven't responded." I nodded. "Good." "Silence is the clearest answer." She sighed. I don't understand. Is he actually sorry, or does he just hate losing?" "Probably both," I said, my voice even. "But that's not your problem anymore. His growth isn't your responsibility." She stared out the window, saying nothing. I knew her heart wasn't wavering. It wasn't love she was struggling with, it was habit. The emotional residue of investing so much into someone only to realize they were never worth it.